This phone call is being recorded.
Sean, it's Attorney Cantara.
Hey, how you
I
doing?
want to let you know, I am at East Brookfield Court today.
Okay.
And I didn't know are you close by, Sean? Are you able to swing by?
Unfortunately, I cannot.
Okay. I was going to say, if you're able to come by today, I forwarded you the documents of the signed motion to dismiss as well as the docket. So I'm not sure what any other attorney was looking at. And I know I know you've already been railroaded several times, so I understand, and we haven't worked together before, so you're not sure of what's happening here. But I was thinking if you're able to come into the court while I'm here, we can make sure we get that addressed. And if there's a chance I can get that dismissed ahead, that's the ideal situation. Right now, the motion to dismiss has been allowed, so the Commonwealth does not have a case. However, the case technically, legally doesn't get dismissed until you get it brought back before the court, just so that the Commonwealth can say, I don't have a case because that motion was dismissed, was allowed. So that's really where we are right now. We're in that limbo stage, but it's kind of unfair to you. That's why I filed a motion to advance and get that case be brought up earlier, because there's no reason why you should have this thing hanging over your head. The motion was allowed. There is no evidence. There is nothing else there that can hurt you or harm you. So that's where we are right now. But I was thinking if you're able to come in at some point while I'm here, Sean, I can ask to have your case advanced. And if you're physically here, we can see if we can get that up before the court, just so we can get that cleared off the table and done.
Yeah, I really don't have a way to get there at the moment because I always have to make an appointment.
Okay. That's okay, Sean. Sean, do you get text on this phone?
No, this is a landline, but you can send me all the paper.
Landline.
Are you sure? Was that the judge's signature on that motion?
I promise you. I don't lie. I don't play games. I swear to you, Sean, I'll swear to you on my life.
And it says allowed?
That doesn't happen. Yeah, so it says, so it's Judge Bebo. It's the Honorable Judge Bebo, and he signs your motion. If you look at that, that's your motion. So I filed a motion as well, but because when I filed my motion, he didn't have it in the clerk didn't hand that to him. He actually signed yours, so I'd be honored if I were you. He actually signed your motion to dismiss. And it has the date on it. So if you look on that, it has the date underneath. I think it said something. I don't have the file in front of me, Sean, but it says 9/15. I think it says 9/15 or 9 something, whatever our last court date was. And you'll see a stamp to the left. That's when I asked the clerk to get a copy of that, because you had mentioned I know how this game gets played. People can say things and do things, and that's not evidence. That's not. You know how this works. That's not necessarily correct. So that's when I asked for a copy of it. So that stamp to the left, you'll see that's when I asked for a copy of that, and that's when they forwarded that. But I promise you, it says Judge Bebo. That is his signature. It says Judge Bebo, and it says motion allowed. And if you look at the docket, too, so I copied out the docket, so you'll see where we were together when we were signed, how your case kind of went through, and it says allowed on there. So I'm not sure where that other attorney was looking, I don't know what, God only knows. But I can assure you that is the formal document. That's why I wanted to see if you're able to come in, I can also have the court pull it so you can see, I didn't create those documents, or and you can actually see it, in the clerk's office, in their files, to make sure you're comfortable with what's happening here today.
So it's guaranteed to be dismissed?
Yeah, it's definitely the motion to dismiss was allowed, and that motion to dismiss is on the full case. That means that motion to dismiss, our case, that motion was allowed. That case is dismissed. So there's a technicality, and this is probably one of the few courts, it's weird, in East Brookfield. This is one of the few courts where they keep the case open until it gets brought back before the court again to say, oh, yes, the district attorney now can say, I see the motion to dismiss. I have no further evidence. The case is closed. So that case is done. It's a technicality to get your case formally on the record. So always in any court case, what happens is that docket. So you see that docket where it has printed out on the dates, times, all that kind of stuff. So all on those things, that docket is what rules. So if it doesn't say on the docket case closed, which it doesn't on ours says pending. It doesn't say closed, that means it's still open. So we've got to get that to get transferred over to a closed. That's why I filed, hopefully I sent you the motion, that asked to have it advanced and brought forward, because they have no case now. The case, that motion has been allowed. That motion to dismiss has been allowed. It is dismissed. The judge has requested the case be dismissed. The judge can request the case to be dismissed, but the clerk has to document that on what they call as a docket. And the docket is the thing that controls. And so because the court gave us a date that was out into the future, they leave it on until they bring it back before the court. And like I said, this is weird, Sean. This is one of the few courts that they do this with, where they actually give you a future date and they don't have you, and they actually have people come in just to say the case is dismissed. It's silly.
Yeah. And in this other case that I had, it was a harassment prevention order. I know it's not relevant, but I'm trying to explain to you. There was no evidence. What happened was they couldn't open the video, so they continued it for another 30 days, and I went in there, and they didn't even view the evidence, and they gave me a 2-year. They're being really corrupt over there, and that's why the FBI is getting involved.
I don't know. I wouldn't trust anybody. So, Sean, I have to hop back into the court. I have a duty day today, so I got to hop back into the courtroom. I can call you back. I'm guessing maybe in about a half hour, an hour. Do you want me to call you back just so we can kind of talk a little bit more?
Yes, I would appreciate that, and I would just want to apologize to you too.
Right. And I'll call you back shortly, maybe about half hour, an hour. I just got to hop back in, just wrap up a couple cases.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay.